Welcome to another episode of Lunch with the Shark. Join us as we dive deep into discussions about business, accounting, and finance to help you build a business that thrives. Now sit back and have a bite with your host, the Shark CFO, Vidal Espinosa.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to a new edition of Lunch with the Shark. I am your host, CFO Espinosa. Thank you for joining us today. It's almost Friday, and we're super happy that the weekend is upon us. Even though we've had 2 days of relaxation ourselves, it doesn't matter. We all are caught up and ready to see the last half of September. Jesus Christ, it's almost the end of September. I actually was outside a couple of moments ago, and at least here in San Diego, it feels like fall is upon us. And it's only a couple days away, but it's already starting to feel as if it's fall. Some leaves have started it to fall. So summer is over. Summer is over. I hope you're keeping safe. I hope you are healthy. Our air, it's right now super contaminated. I was listening to the news today, and all the smoke from the fires here in California, Oregon, Washington has reached Europe already. I was on a phone call this morning, and somebody in Canada, she pointed out to the outside of her window, and she says it's sunny, but you cannot see the sun because of all the smoke and ashes that has flown from the fires. That is something really, really sad. But hey, it's Mother Nature. It's part of it, and it's sort of a way of purging the soil, purging the ground, and making way for new stuff. Making way for new stuff. And talking about new stuff, we're going to continue on today on yesterday's topic, which is finance. And when should we use somebody else's money, meaning financing? It's actually very, very challenging to find the money to start a business. We have three options. The three F's. Do you know which ones are they? Family, friends, and fools. That's the first, your first bet for people to lend you, invest money on your startup business. It is one of the biggest hurdles most entrepreneurs face. And if your limitation is, I have no money and I cannot start a business, you're right. You should go and become an employee, because with that limitation, you're done. That's it. You can actually start a business without money. If you're a service provider, you don't need a web page. You don't need a logo. You don't need business cards. You just need a couple of clients so you can get those things on the roll. That's all you need to do. You need to figure it out. But there's so many options out there. It's just a matter of looking. Small business loans, investors, small business grants, self-financing, crowdfunding. But the process of zeroing in on the one funding option that is the best may not be clear. May not be a clear-cut process. It might be difficult. But at the end, the result, it's all worth it. You'll get the capital needed to start your venture. Or, in other words, the adventure starts. In every single scenario and case that I just said, you are using other people's money. Yep. Whether it comes in a grant, whether it comes in a loan, seed capital, whatever it is, it's other people's money. It's not your money. Some of them you're going to pay interest. Some of them you're never going to pay back because they're a grant. And some of them they'll become your partners, your shareholders, probably silent. You are relinquishing part of the equity on your company. But before you start heading down these ways to get money, we go back to recommending you using the 3 F's. And let me repeat them. Friends, family, fools. Friends, family, fools. Friends, these are the people that believe in your friendship more than in your business. That people are the people that gives likes to your Facebook post every single time that you post something. Most of them don't read them. They just give you a like because they're your friend. That's it. So they believe on you. I don't know if they believe in your business, but they'll be willing to invest on you. They trust you, and they're giving you the money based on that. Family. Most family believe in you and want to give you the investment to their loved ones. They believe in what you are capable and trust your abilities. Oh, interesting. Fools. These are people that just want to make the investment and then don't know anything about you or the business. They usually don't know much about investing or how to look at financials to make sure they're going to get a return on their investment. ROI. By asking these people, it gives you a clear vision on how to do sales, get clear on your business vision, understand exactly what your product offering is and how you can market it. This is the first step on you selling your business because you're selling your idea. You're selling your vision. You're not selling your product yet. You're not selling your service yet. You're actually selling the whole idea. Your vision. If you can transmit that information, that mission, that vision, that idea to the 3 F's, clearly you're ready. Okay? Once you get a little bigger, after a couple of years, maybe 1 year, 2 years, here are 3 ways to use other people's money to finance your growth. Government grants. Both state and federal governments offer several kinds of grants, which are essentially funds you don't have to pay back. The advantage of getting a grant is that you don't need to pay it back or give up equity. But you will need a strong business plan that specifies how the funds will be used and what outcome you expect to achieve. Here, grants are not easy to get. There's millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars out there, but you have to work to get that grant. You have to be prepared. You have to do the hard labor as to write the grant request to participate on the grant. Okay? It's not easy. It's free money, so you have to work for it. Once you get that dialed in, you are be ready to apply for additional grants. Okay? If you're going to live by applying for grants, then shift your business as a grant writer, because grants are there to help you. They're a tool to help you get some capital, some cash, some influx of cash into your business, but it's not the solution. To a point. You are not in the business of getting free money. Now, having the perfect business plan, it's not really, how can I say it? There's never going to be a perfect business plan. Okay? And I think we've discussed this in other Lunch with the Sharks, is that there's people that want to have the perfect business plan so they can go out there and start their business. There's never going to be a perfect business plan. Never. Never. Okay? So don't try to. Don't try to prepare financial statements, pro forma, projected, budgeted, and not be realistic. I've said it also multiple times. I've seen across my desk thousands of business plans where they're telling me that on the very first year, we're going to duplicate our investment. 4, 5, 6, 10x our investment in the very first year. And I immediately asked them, why do you want my money if you're telling me that in the very first year, you're going to 10x the investment? Why don't you just put your money in and 10x it on your own? Why don't you get your family's money and 10x it? Be realistic. Be realistic. Also, obviously in the first year, you must have enough backup or have knowledge for the sales, the revenue. And don't forget to allocate a salary for yourself. How are you going to live? Out of the profits of the company? Interesting. The very first 3-6 months, there's going to be no profits. You're telling me that you're going to duplicate sales every month? How are you going to do it? Is that even realistic? Those questions, anybody who writes the grant, it's the government or the agency or the institution, it's going to ask you about that information. The second option, it's equity investors. Equity investors, if you have a disruptive idea, your company has high potential in the fast-moving market opportunity, you may want to consider equity funding, angel investors. Angel investors are people who invest their own money in exchange for a percentage of equity or ownership, meaning you would not be 100% owner, you're going to be giving out percentages. Venture capitalists often invest funds secured from pensions, insurances, or retirement funds, and come in after the seed round of equity financing. So they're going to invest on your company, but from funds, okay? They are high risk funds. because the higher the risk, the higher the return. Does that make sense? The higher the risk, higher the return. Okay, if you're seeking $10,000, I'm going to ask you for 20, 30% of your company. Higher the risk, higher the return, right? So if I'm going to invest in you, it's big risk, I want a higher return. Venture capitalists, as I said, they invest secured funds, but percentage of those secured funds, they go to high risk investors like yours. Choose your investors carefully. Choose your investors carefully. Expect them to want to have a say in major decisions. They are not silent. Okay? And remember that each time you sell equity, you are actually diluting your own percentage. Meaning that if you had 100%, give out 20, now if you give out 10, now you'll have 70, because they're not going to be diluting from your current investors. They're going to be diluting from your own, apologies, from your own percentage. Okay, so it's not on the other people's investment. It's on your percentage of equity ownership. Okay, it's on yours. So you need to be aware of how much equity are you willing to give out from yours. Okay, another option is merging or selling. Another way to fund growth is to merge with another company or sell a portion of your company to a large company. A large organization will have more money, more staff, systems, marketing, research, and customers, which can enable the small company to grow quicker with fewer growing pains. So what they're doing is they're shortening the learning curve. Okay, so that's very, very interesting as to the way that you can grow your company. Merger, you'll be actually combining your company with the other people's company, right? Stop to exist. You will no longer be XYZ, right? But at the end, you'll be part of that company. At selling, you're giving out part of your equity, your own equity. That gives you an influx of cash. Most of the times, that influx of cash does not go to the company. It actually goes to you. Okay? So there's two different things. When you merge and merger, people will pay you for the company. That money is for you to keep. You get percentage, you get a job, things like that. When you sell, it goes to you. You can reinvest it in the company. Those are three ways as to grow. Now, what you need to understand is how the hell you're gonna use those resources. And I've seen so many stories and so many people that when they get an influx of cash because of lending, because of equity, because of mergers, they actually spend it all on themselves. They waste, they throw out the money. Prior to that, we actually strategize and say, hey, you know what? You should use this percentage for this percentage for marketing. You're lacking on sales. You need to hire salespeople with systems back and blah, 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 blah. And this just happened recently. I saw how someone threw out of the window $150,000 on a loan that they just got a month ago. $150,000. They just spent it. They don't listen. Now they're in the hole for $150,000 and have no cash to actually grow their company. Have a plan prior to seeking those funds. Why am I seeking those funds? Why do I need those funds for? How am I going to apply them? We have somebody else that I said, okay, let's get $150,000. Let's get $250,000. I know that you can duplicate them, triplicate them, 10x them in a year. If that's going to be you, go out for it. 10x them. Interest right now in the US, it's really low. If you're established, if you have good accounting, if you have a good set of financials, if your tax returns are all in order, if you comply, if you check, if all the boxes are check marked, you'll get money. But now, how soon can you convert those monies, okay, that you acquire through your merger or sell, through your equity investors or government grants? How soon can you recover them? Because every day that you have them, it's costing you interest. So you need to figure, is that interest going to cost me, or recuperate them, recover them, generate revenue so I can pay that rather sooner than later? It's like using a credit card or credit where they say, oh, it's 18 months interest free. Okay, so 18 months or 12 months interest free does not mean that you don't have to make payments. It doesn't mean that they're completely interest free. It means that during that period, you have to pay the debt. Otherwise, all that interest accumulates. All that interest, it's added to that debt, to that loan. That's actually really, really interesting. If you do not know how to use other people's money, you will end up bankrupt. You will lose your shirt. You need to strategize before you are ready to apply for those grants, for those loans, for that equity sale, for that merger, acquisition, whatever it is. Even friends, family, and fools. I would want to know how you're going to implement it, where you're going to implement it. If you don't know, go back to the drawing board. Do it. But do have a plan. Do have a strategy. Do know how the fuck you're going to utilize that money. That money is your business. This company wasted it, wasted $150,000 prior to, we were going to hire salespeople. We were going to create systems for sales because they're like sales. The problem is revenue. They know how the fuck to spend the money. That's clearly noted in their financials. They know how the fuck to spend money. They don't know how to make money. Do you know how to make money through your business? Because spending the money is very easy. Getting loans, it's not the solution. Selling equity, it's not the solution. Merging, it's not the solution. All those are options. And I'm going to tell you a true story. Everything that I tell you here is our true stories. One of our very first clients, when I restarted in my accounting practice, we met them at a small micro business lending event, and they got a $10,000 loan, and the loan was at a 35% interest rate. That's a humongous amount. That's a shitload of interest. Okay, so they actually hire us to help them grow, to help them manage their accounting. They created, register their entity, tax returns, and so forth. Right. So he comes to my office. One of the owners comes to my office a couple months later. And he says, you know what? We already spent the $10,000. We have the option of getting $10,000 more. And I said, no, you're not. Don't. Because based on your financials, fuck your numbers, right? Based on your financials, you've invested those $10,000 in this. So you did not grow. You did not grow. You did not invest them wisely. You bought equipment. Now, utilize the freaking equipment to generate revenue. Utilize that equipment to get clients, service your clients. So chop chop, let's get revenue, let's get sales, so you can pay that loan. 35% per year, right? And this company was telling them, or they signed like, oh, you just need to make a minimum payment of like $100 a month. Dude, when the fuck are you gonna pay that loan? Never. And I'm surprised that there are micro lenders supposedly helping the small business community. That's something to think about too. So what did they do? They actually strategize to generate revenue. What did it happen? In less than 2 months, he had the $10,000 already. And from there, all the way up. They're still with us. They're one of our most growth clients that we've had so far. Their team grew. Their revenue has increased. But the most important is that their profit has increased while we reduce the expenses, and they are increasing their revenue. So, as Hernan says, planning is a must, especially for cheap money. Cheap money, yes, Hernan, are loans, but they don't realize that the interest, it's actually hurting them. But you need to plan. How the fuck are you going to use those $10,000, those $150,000? You need to plan. It's very easy to just sign and get a deposit into your bank account. It's super easy. If you have all the paperwork, it's super easy, right? But you need to plan. You need to plan for everything and be ready. Be ready. So if you're interested in having a conversation with me about how to use other people's money to fund your business, visit us at invictus-advisors.com/shark to have a conversation with one of my team members or even myself. This call gives you some actionable steps you can take to increase your profit. Okay, everything is about the profit. Everything is about profit. But how the fuck am I going to increase my profit? Protect your success and create the business of your dreams. Let me tell you one thing. You are burned out because you're doing everything in your company. You're burned out because you don't know what you don't know. You don't know taxes. You don't know accounting. You don't know human resources. You know your freaking product or service. I hope so. You have a big idea why the hell you started your business. So what I want you to do is to recover that idea as to why you started the business in the first place. I'm pretty sure you did not start your business to do your books, to do your taxes, to do your human resources, to do your payroll, to do your sales, to do your marketing. You did not start your business for all that. Just go back and remember why you started the business in the first place. We can actually help you recover the dreams that you had. It is really easy to subscribe to our channel in Spotify. So go to Spotify, search Lunch with a Shark in Spotify, and click the follow button. This will help you to be up to date every time we post a new episode of Lunch with the Shark in Spotify. Okay? So also follow us in our social medias, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. I don't know what else, but follow us in our social media and you'll get different information on each of them, vital information, nuggets here and there that are going to help you manage and grow your company. But really, 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 tomorrow's Friday. I would highly advise you that you take this weekend to really, really grasp the idea, the concept, the vision, the dream as to why you started your company. I'm pretty sure you're currently are burned out. You are so fed up of your company that you want to just merge it or sell it. I know in my heart that you don't want to do that. You don't want to sell equity. You don't want to get more money, but you need cash. So figure it out. Remember why you started that company. You are not alone, and you are not supposed to be doing everything in your company. You're not expert on everything single aspect of your company. Seek help, seek advice, seek consulting, mentors. Call us. And today's quote, it's from the father of strategical planning, Peter Drucker. And he said, business that is easily defined, other people money. Business that is easily defined, other people money. Grow your company with other people's money. And you're not alone. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bon appetit. Ciao.
Thank you for listening to Lunch with the Shark. If you would like to set up a consultation with the Shark CFO, Vidal Espinosa, visit his website www.invictus-advisors.com and don't forget to subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn.